So I'm going to talk about how to do the shadow pocket in the Mallee coat. So just a quick overview of how boiled wool works. So boiled wool is actually a knit fabric that has been felted. So that's why it's boiled wool and not boiled, I don't know, polyester or something. So it actually shrinks up and felts. So as a result, there is a little bit of give in it. This is a scrap piece. Has a little bit of give, but we treat it basically as a woven. It does have a right and a wrong side. So this is the right side. For me, the right side means the more nubbly side, and the wrong side for me is the one where I can see that it's kind of a knit fabric, but it doesn't actually matter. You can do whatever you like. So the first thing, so this is going to be my front piece. It's actually a scrap. I'm just demonstrating for you, but if this were the front piece, this would be on the wrong side of the garment. So I've used my tailor's chalk. I've used this one, just so you can see it easily. And I've marked out the position of the pocket and the position of the pocket facing. I've also cut out my facing and I've marked in the stitching line on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is sew the facing on. I'm going to place my facing right on top of that marking, you know, where I put my facing marking, and I'm going to pin it in place. It can be a little bit shifty, so pin it well. If you're not sure about it, you can just do some, like, tack it down by hand. So just do some hand basting. Okay, but pins should be enough for me, I think. Okay, so I'm going to pin it in place, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to sew it on this marking, so this box here, which is going to form our pocket opening. So the facing is actually right side up. It really doesn't matter because you won't see it. But, you know, if we want to be sticklers here, this is the right side. So it's actually wrong sides together, the wrong side of the front and the wrong side of the facing. Okay, I sewed that facing on. If we look at it from the correct side, the right side of the garment, we can see we've just got that box. And you know, try and sew it as neatly as you can. You can, I've actually done it in blue thread so you can maybe see it a little bit better. So that's the right side of the garment. I'm going to turn it back over to the wrong side. The next thing is I'm going to put my pocket piece down. Now, I've got my wrong side of my garment facing up, and I'm going to put the right side of my pocket down. And that is because, technically speaking, like when I reach through into my pocket from the right side, and if the pocket opening opens up a bit, I'll be able to see a little bit of that right side of the pocket, of the inside of the pocket. So we want that to be the right side. Again, it doesn't really matter, but you know, I want to do it the right way for you. So I've laid my pocket out on that marking. And again, I'm going to just pin it down. If you found it a little bit tricky with the facing, to sew the facing down, without it stretching and wiggling around, then you might want to hand baste this. That's fine. Very bent pin. So now I'm going to sew all the way around here in a square. I'm going to completely close up this back. Now, some people have said, you know, why do we do it this way? And I think this provides the cleanest finish when we're done. So I'm just going to sew just a 1/4 inch in, even less, a scant 1/4 inch in from the edge all the way around in the box, trying to do it as neatly as I can. Right, so here we are. I've sewn my pocket onto the back, and at this point you're probably wondering what's going on. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. Let's have a look at it from the right side now. So this is going to be the right side of your garment, and you can see it's kind of looking like a pocket, but you can't get in right now. At this point, what I would recommend doing is giving it a good press. When you press spoiled wool, you don't want to press as you would like a cotton or a linen. Don't use quite so much pressure. Now, can you see these slight puckers here? We'll be able to just press those out. They'll just come out. And here as well. So any slight inconsistencies where you have sewn will be pressed out really beautifully, and it shouldn't be a problem. I just wanted to show you before I pressed, because what will also happen is my chalk marks will disappear when I do that. So I'm going to press it from both sides and then come back and show you how to get into the pocket. Okay, so here's the scary part, I suppose, is that we're going to cut through this opening to make an opening, but we don't want to cut through this back bit. And I'm sure the question you want to know, the answer you want to know, is why did we not open the pocket when it was just 2 layers and then put the pocket on? And that's because it's so much easier to get everything really flat when the pocket's sewn up. So just like if you were doing a welt pocket in a tailor jacket, you'd actually catch stitch that closed. I suppose you could do that with this, but anyway, this is what I came up with. Now, if you like, you can mark your cutting line down the middle of this opening to guide you. Oops, that's not very much in the middle. Let's do that again. You won't really be able to tell when you've when it's open. So I have some small pointed scissors here. It's really important that we only cut through the front piece and the facing piece, and we leave the pocket intact. So what I'm going to do is make a little hole. So I also don't want to cut through any of my stitching. So I'm just using these pointed embroidery scissors, and I'm just piercing through just the front piece. And then I'm going to take, you don't have to use, these are really big shears, but I can feel that it's just one layer. You can, I'm trying to use my sharper scissors. It's best to go one layer at a time. Okay, so that's the front layer. You can see, like, I still can't get in, but that's okay. Just cut through that facing, sliding my scissors in. Feel free to use whatever tools you like for this. Okay, here we go. There's our pocket opening. So let's find something to put in it. A ruler, here we go. So you can see that's the pocket opening here on the right side. And then on the wrong side, it's completely sealed up. So if you put something in your pocket, it's really not gonna fall out. I hope that helped you with your Mallee Jacket pocket.